I'm so annoying. Oh my gosh. But as promised earlier, I said next time I come back, I was gonna come back with, my face up here. So here's my mug. And I know my lighting might be a little off and whatnot, but I'm here. I kept my word. She kept her word. She kept her word. Nonetheless, hey everyone. I don't think anyone's really in here just yet, but we here or whatever. And I decided to combine my love and hip hop. Yeah, love and hip hop. I don't know why that sounded like fun, like really weird at first coming out my mouth, but whatever. Um, Sorry, my girlfriend was texting me. Anyway, yeah, I decided to combine my love and hip hop Atlanta and Miami, whatever. I decided to just combine them because not too much happened on these first two episodes, and I just quite frankly didn't feel like, getting off, coming back on, and da 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 da. Like, nobody has time for that. So we're just about to get into it, and I guess I'll just do it in the sequence that they came on, which was with um, Atlanta and then Miami. Um, I'm actually gonna throw up a visual, so 1 second. I'm actually gonna throw this up here, so you might not even really see too much of my face. Go ahead and like the video, of course. As always, like the video for your girl. I know this is very last minute, but I wanted to make sure I haven't been lacking, I haven't been slacking, I haven't been falling behind. So you gotta give it up. Like I think I've been doing pretty good. Like you gotta give it up to me, right? But let me just stop running my mouth and really get into this. So, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. This is season 10, episode 14. If you see me looking over here, my notes are over here. But so yeah, this is season 10, episode 14. Get off my jock. And honestly, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna just leave it at that. We're gonna get into it. It was very it was an interesting little episode. Sorry. Got one of those stupid robocalls for my appointment. I got an appointment next week. So anyway, whatever. Moving along. So honestly, this episode was, I mean, it was cool and all, but there's been a lot of talk about, okay, is Love and Hip Hop, is it really gonna like come back and bring it, or is it just gonna be some BS? Like, what is it really gonna bring this time around? And luckily enough, it looks like it might be all right. It looks like it might be all right. So check it. It's Rashida and Kirk. It's Sierra and what's his name? Eric. It's Erica Minna and her lips. They're in the building. Rennie Brucci's in the building. Spice is back. It's a little bit of everybody, and they're all congregating down at Rennie. She had a show, so I think she's being more so last season, or technically the other half of this season, I guess you could say. We kind of had Rennie, she didn't really kind of join the main group. so to speak. It was kind of just like her over here, I think, and then it was everybody else. So, hey Joseph, how are you? I'm glad you caught me because I know I came up here last minute. I'm so glad to see you coming through for this loving hip hop times two recap and review. But I was just saying how everybody was going down to congregate at Rennie's show or whatever. Sierra is kind of bringing her into the main group. And so they all kind of just are talking or whatever. Everybody, of course, is saying how they're, doing good things, and everybody's business is booming pretty much. Spice's her album was number 1 on the charts. Like everything was pretty good. Sierra says that she originally met Rennie. I think she wanted her to be a model for whatever she had going on down in her business. So they corresponded through Instagram, and that's kind of how they connected. Then Carly comes in, and apparently she's also doing big things. She says she dropped the dead weight, aka Lamar, and she's on to bigger and better things. So I was like, okay, cool, whatever. The season premiere looked good so far. Let's hope it doesn't turn dry. That's exactly what I'm saying. I said just before you popped in that it's not like it's when Love and Hip Hop first came out years, and I was still in I think I was in high school, honestly. I think I was in ninth grade when the first season came out. And honestly, it used to give, obviously. It was one of, like, when you thought of reality TV, it was like the staple reality, messy reality show. And it just fell off over the years. But I think they came back trying to revamp it and whatnot. So, I'm gonna give it a shot. We're gonna get into it. And I'm not gonna hold back. But nonetheless, Sierra, she says shit has like gotten real since they moved in together, her and Eric. And it's like, okay, sis, I mean, take it from me, I could have told you that things, you can be amazing, you can have the most amazing relationship in the world, but once you move in with somebody, that's when things really do get real. They really get real and real fast. So I mean, I could have told her that, she last season she was moving a mile a minute. So I mean, hey, you wanted to have all this happen, and it's happening. So you made your bed, you got to lie in it. Shikana's also there. I know not too many people are fans of Shikana sometimes, but she's true to Shikana. I will say that. But at this point, I was kind of like, okay, everyone's lips were killing me. I was like, can you guys please put down the Juvederm? It's too much. It's way too much. And then also, I don't think I said in the beginning, but the new intro song and whatnot, like it wasn't bad, but I kind of miss they threw in like an extra little beat there, and I was like, I could have did without a little bit of that under, like, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, that's just me being picky, I guess. So Erica and Savari are still having issues, which we all know thanks to social media. They've been having issues for some time now, and oh well, like I don't really know what to say about that, because at the end of the day, yes, you guys moved really fast. Um, And sometimes when you move really fast and you don't really know a person, and then you get married, you have babies, you're doing this, you're doing that. Like y'all, you guys again were another couple people that you made this bed, now you got to deal with it. And it's not like I'm trying to put more blame on one person than the other. We'll get into that a little bit later on in this episode, but there's one of them out of the two of them that really we've like literally seen with our own eyes spread across social media, spread across Instagram, that has really just been on some other mess. And honestly, I don't know if I can get with it. But anyway, fast forward, Jacques shares that him and Kendra are currently planning their wedding. I mean, I like Kendra. I never had a reason not to. I hope she knows what she's getting into. And from the looks of it, Miss Mama, she's quickly gonna realize she's gotten in over her head, because Jock is low key kind of still on his old antics from what we are seeing, and you can't be bringing that type of drama and those skeletons into something, this marriage, this union that you're trying to cultivate. You say you care about her, love her so much, but word on the curb is you still entertaining other people. Like, what's up with that? So apparently, a lot of a lot of their wedding plans got derailed because of COVID. Go figure, of course. So she ain't got no dress. They ain't got no tuxes. It's all a mess right now, and they're about 3 weeks out. So she's going through it. He don't really even know how to help, which I'm just like, and this is not being me being any type of way, but I was just like, I mean, usually you see a lot of times, yes, it is like the woman that is like putting like a lot of emphasis and just kind of fully immersed in the wedding planning, and then there's the groom, or in this case Jock, that's just kind of like, I don't even know, like, this is too much. Yeah. So yeah, they're also not trying to get married during retrograde. And I was like, you know what? I respect it. Kendra also discloses that she reached out to Cena, which, if you've watched the previous seasons, you know that is one of Jock's many baby moms. And she reached out to her on Instagram DM, and I thought that was a little weird, just because it's like, okay, if you wanted to get in contact with her, like, why not just ask Jock for her number and then just call her like that? Like, I feel like going through the DM was so impersonal, but okay, sis. So she reached out to her to get the twin girls. She wants them to be the flower girls at the wedding, which is, makes sense to me. Okay, cool. But Jock and Cena have kind of been on the outs lately for whatever reason. So I'm sure we're going to see that play out in the near future as well. Next thing we see is Spice. And when I tell you, like, I don't know about y'all, but I've been down with Spice since Romping Shop. Like, I've been down with Spice for a minute. So it's really, really nice to see her finally getting her flowers, her finally receiving the recognition that she deserves in the industry. And apparently, as soon as she put out her album that she was not unable to put out for 10 years, she instantly went number one, and I just thought, like, oh my God, that's really good. I love to see it. I really do. But nonetheless, was she having a video shoot or a photo shoot, whatever, and she's talking about this new song that she did with Yemi Alade, who I'm not familiar with, but I like that song, and I definitely was downloading it. Bubbly. I was here for it. Now I could get behind that, which I'm like, see, this is what we like to see. And I feel like thanks to Spice and Rennie Rucci, I think a lot of people, especially on Twitter, were saying like they're gonna be carrying the season as far as like the whole hip hop music, actually bringing the music back to as Scott would say, music back to this show, and it feels really good. I don't care. I will keep saying it out loud. Spice should have won that Grammy Award for Best Reggae Album. Yeah. That's going to play out, I'm pretty sure, in the episodes to come. And it really is bittersweet that, she is getting recognition, but she wasn't able to take home that award. However, seeing as how, again, this is her first album out after all this time, and she's really starting to really gain worldwide recognition. Worldwide. I sound like Candy now. Recognition. I'm thinking that, this is only the start. So I'm just being optimistic. Like, it's like, okay, if this is your first day, quote unquote, debut for, at this level, just imagine what is going to come in the near future. Like it's only up from here, sis. Like that's kind of what I'm saying. But no doubt, I totally agree with you on that, Joseph. But yeah, she's down there, and this is where things start to get messy. So apparently her good business colleague, unofficial manager, if you will, she apparently is a longtime ex or whatever of Jock. And this is brought up when Spice says, she starts talking about Jock's wedding and how she's going to be attending and stuff like that. But she's just kind of like apprehensive a little bit because she knows that her friend has been corresponding with him, and how when you first meet somebody, first start talking to somebody or whatever, you all on the phone, and where is it at? You all on the phone, like, so of course it's like, okay, what's really going on here? What's really tea, sis? So Spice is kind of trying to get to the bottom of it, so that, because that's awkward. You're trying to go celebrate somebody's, marriage, them, literally getting married, and that it's not all what it appears to be. Like, that there's some BS lurking in the shadows. Like, I'm a real, so at the end of the day, like, I'm a real friend. I'm all that. So at the end of the day, like, I would have a really hard time, just as Spice is saying, like, I would have a really hard time coming to celebrate somebody's, and I know the truth is something other than what is being displayed. Like, so, that just shows what type of person Spice is, and I can't be mad at that. However, some other people I saw on Twitter when I was, live tweeting during the show, were kind of just like, well, if you guys are cool, and she kind of calls her on it later. It's like, if you're that cool with her, even though you say it's mostly surrounded by business, how didn't you know that this was going on or whatever? And we'll get more into that later. And, I'll pose the question like, okay, do we think that Spice knew that, knew a little bit more than what she was putting on, that this was going down, you think? Going down. I'm annoying. But like, yeah, do we think that? I want to think more highly of her than that, but I don't know. It's looking a little fishy. Then we see Safari. He's in the dance studio or whatever, and when I was trying to get at before, but I was trying to say that he said one thing that really stuck with me in the scene, and that was getting married and having kids hindered my creativity. That's what he said. Let me get back over here. You see my face? So I'm making this face right now because I want you guys to visually see. I call bullshit. Because what type of creative pieces was he putting out before the kids and before Erica came along? Can someone please tell me? Because last time I checked, he was too busy in the back of Nicki's videos, doing whatever, getting his chain snatched or whatever, just doing whatever he wanted to do. So please, somebody riddle me this. When did he have creativity that he had been exercising that just unfortunately got hindered once those kids and his wife came along? Please tell me. Not to mention, I don't know if you watched that show when you watched that show. What was it called? It was on, I guess it was on VH1 then, or was it on MTV? It had to be on VH1 when they were all in the house and they were scared or whatever. It was like a whatever show, and that's when him and Erica like met or whatever. And I'm just like, bro, like at the end of the day, and again, it's not to say she didn't have a hand in the dissolution of their marriage, but last time I checked, he was pressing her so hard. Like he was really pressing her so hard throughout the duration of that show. Let me turn my air back on. I'm getting hot. But throughout the duration of the show, he was really like up on her for real. And it's like it's a classic case of, and it's this, when I say this, it has nothing to do with gender or anything like that, because I've seen it work male to female, female to male, male to male, female to female. It don't matter, but it's always like the time, the second that you give somebody the time of day, you aren't really checking for them, and you just the one time that you give them the time of day, they just like lose their minds, and you're like, well, why did I eat what exactly, the Negro Peace Place. And I'm just like, at the end of the day, this all could have been avoided if you didn't get infatuation confused, or love confused with infatuation, I should say, because you were obsessed. Hey Google, play "Obsessed" by Mariah Carey. Like that's what it's giving for me at this point. And I can't get with it. I can't feel bad for you. And the only people, honestly, in this situation that I feel bad for are the children, because they're gonna see this. And honestly, I'm sorry, but that whatever he just said just translated to me. That statement I said before, that translates to me, I regret having kids. It's one thing to regret getting married, whatever. If I was her, like as a mother, like I could take that L, whatever. As a wife, whatever. I regret marrying you too. But you're never supposed to say anything that makes your kids feel unwanted. And I feel like when this will play in the future, when they see this, they're going to feel unwanted. And I don't think that's good at all. The show is called Scared Famous. Yes, hosted by Redman. Yeah, they were definitely feeling each other being in the same. Yeah, and he like, my point with this is that you asked for this, y'all. Like, you wanted this to happen. You got exactly what you asked for. And sometimes, like, and I say this as a married woman, like, being married is not easy. Being married is not always fun, or it's not always, it's not like dating. Like, and that's the thing I feel like, and you see that in a lot of these shows, that it's like, oh, it's not fun anymore. Like, oh, it's not this anymore. Like, once you get married, oh, everything changes. It's not like everything changes, but it's like, it's not just like, even even people that are dating with so much purpose, like, it's going to be like different once you guys commit to each other on like whatever higher level, whatever, if you believe in marriage or whatever it is. Once you guys really put your minds together and they're like, okay, this isn't just about going on dates and being cute and doing this and doing that and doing that. Like, it's not about that anymore. Once you guys start to actually build a life together, like, it's not just all fun and games. And when you really start to see different sides of people, and it's, it is what it is. You can't always think that it's going to be the same as like when you were dating or whatever. Like, no, like, you're doing life with this person at this point. Like, it's not like that anymore. Like, it's real life stuff, it's not all fun and games. But anyway, so yeah, I don't feel bad for him. I'm saying this to say I don't feel bad for him. And so then Mendices and Kirk, they pop in, and Mendices, he's saying that they've been acclimating well to Atlanta, which, okay, cool, whatever. Him and Yandy, who I'm not excited to see. I don't care. I'll say it right now. They've been trying to take over they come just dominate and take over our screens every single time on everything. So whatever. And apparently Erica changed her son's middle name. And it's like, okay, do I agree with that? No. But I don't know the full story of that. We know, and that's another thing too. It's like I can't feel bad for somebody who ignored somebody's character. Like when someone shows you who they are, believe them. And in this case, Erica's always been a wild card. She's always been unpredictable. She's always been, so at the end of the day, it's like, really, can you blame anybody but yourself? Like, did you expect her to change? Like, she's always been true and true. That's true Erica Mena. That's true Mena fashion, if you ask me. And I'm just like, he speaks on the situation as if he didn't create it, as if he didn't help create it, I should say. Like, he speaks on it as if he's a disinterested party, and you're not, sir. You're not. Like, whatever. Moving on. Sierra and Eric, they bought a house because, like I said before, she was moving a mile a minute last season. She was trying to put the cart before the horse and everything, if you ask me. And that's not to say that I think, oh no, you guys are supposed to get married first and do it this way and like, no, it's not to say that at all. But sis was like, whoa, relax, please, ma'am, relax. So they bought a house like, what was it, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, whatever. They bought a house, and they're renovating it. And apparently he took one of the larger rooms, I guess, to be his gym. And she's pissed off about that because, she's pissed off about that because she wants to put her glam room in there. And I'm just like, although I understand the importance of a glam room, honey, that's my favorite room in this house. What I don't get is why she took it to those levels. Like, sis was really mad. Like, sis was really, like, she was really upset. And I just didn't understand why she was so dang mad. Like, and it was just like, I'm like, okay, this is displaced anger. This is either displaced anger. It's either I need a storyline. It's either I'm trying to cover up for something bigger. It's either I'm just really tired of him and I just need any excuse to get rid of him. It's something. Because like I said before, she already let us know that it's been kind of rocky, or it's not the best since they moved in together. But I'm just like, girl, like, you going this hard, like literally crying over a glam room versus a gym, like. And I'm kind of glad he didn't fall for it, because I would have probably got up. And honestly, if I was him, I probably would have got up and walked away, because she was doing entirely too much in the scene, if you ask me. Apparently she's still in the outs with her sister. I think she said her mom's been drinking a lot. The business is going up and down and up and down, and I'm just like, okay, she's trying to make sure her kids are straight and everything. And I'm just like, okay. So again, it sounded like you're just finding any reason to be angry at, or to play out your anger, I guess. And it was a lot. This scene was a lot for me. I was just looking at, this is my face. Okay. Anyway, whatever. Over at Spice's house, she shares that all is well there. Her kids are there. Her sister's there, who is expecting, and Justin, he's also still there. We kind of see last season they like they kind of had a moment, but then they got back on better terms, or whatever. And I guess they're still together, so I guess that's cool. Whatever. Her kids call him Papa. I was like, okay. I'm always like about that type of stuff. I'm sorry, I can't help it. But whatever. She likes it, I love it. And Shakana's also there. Her, I don't know if it was last season or maybe the season before that, or who knows. I think it was like the first season when Spice was on here, and she was looking for houses and stuff like that. And her and Shakana like kind of like fell out a little bit because of whatever reason. But they're back on better terms, which is good. And I said before how her song, Spice's song, went #1 on the first day, and because of this, Shakana wants to throw her, a celebratory like little party or whatever, which I think is sweet. But before we can even get into that, this is when Spice decides to tell Shakana of all people about the Mita, her friend Mita and Jock, what's happening over there with that whole situation. And this is when Shakana, why I asked before, because Shakana, she's like, if this supposed to be your best friend, how did you gonna tell me you didn't know nothing? She wasn't really trying to hear it. She was like, I know Spice knew something. Like, nah, like you had to know something about that. I don't care. Because old girl was talking about they've been dating on and off or whatever from between 13 and 14 years. I'm just like, well, Kendra's not gonna like this when she hears it. It's like, you kind of see the storm brewing over the horizon. And Mita had also she I think they played a flashback and she was like, I will always love him and he will always love me. And I was like, honestly, although that is messed up and we're looking at Jock like, shame on you, we're also like, I don't know why you're bringing this information on this show, because at the end of the day it really just makes you look more just like desperate and more just like a pick me slash I was picked over. Because look, you did all this, you gave him all this time of your life and you still didn't get chose in the end. So what did okay. Like, you really just look kind of corny, honestly, and look like you want to just be a homewrecker, to be honest. But whatever. And apparently they stopped messing around only like 2 years ago. And if we know anything about the timeline, the sequence of events between, at least between Jock and Kendra, that overlaps. That definitely overlaps. So it's like, really, all this 3 weeks before their wedding, like that. Oh, this is not going to be nice. Um, and like I said before, Shakana's just convinced that Spice must have known something, because that just something in the Kool-Aid just don't smell right. And Spice, she's like, no, I really didn't. Our friendship is mostly surrounding work. And I'm just like, okay, just in the beginning, before you was like, oh, we like this so much, and now it's kind of like, oh no, it's just about work. Which one is it? I don't know. Meanwhile, I really like this scene with Jock and his groomsmen. His sons, two of his oldest sons are there, and we know his oldest son, he last season they fell out. Like, they fell out really bad. But they're back on good terms. I was like, I love to see that. And Rich comes through, because him and Jock go way back. And I'm just like, all right, I'm really not trying to be a hater here, y'all. I promise I am not trying to be a hater. But my guy, my ninja, homie, since we've ever known you come across our screen, Mr. Rich Dollars, Mr. Rich Dollars, who looks like my oldest cousin. No bullshit. He just always reminds me of my oldest cousin. It's really weird. Um, you've always claimed New York through and through. Now, all of a sudden, you're claiming that you've always had roots. You've always been here for 45 years in Atlanta. Make it make sense. If you just need a check, just say that. Just say that. Just say that. I'm like, Medea, why do you care? That chapter should have been closed and not bookmarked for later. That's what I'm meaning. It's giving get a life. It's giving you look like Boo Boo the Fool as well. Like, that's not anything to glorify. Whatever. But yeah, I'm just like, Rich, come on, whatever. Anyway, so he's up in there, and it really was a very nice moment. Apparently the bachelor party, however, was a little cray cray. So we're gonna get into that a little bit later, why it was a little cray cray. But it was a very, very nice moment. Jock says, he's played a lot, and it's time to secure his future with someone solid. And I'm like, well, at least you recognize that. Let's see if you've actually upheld that, though. I don't know. It really did feel like a really dope scene, just to see like everybody, coming together to celebrate him and everything. It was nice. Um, Unfortunately, directly following the wedding, he's gonna have to jump right back into business mode, and we know Kendrick's probably not gonna like that. So that's a bridge we'll cross later on, though, I guess, or at least Jock will. So now we have this event. We have this event that Shekinah is having for Spice at the Frost Bistro, y'all. Do we ever hear anything about Frost Bistro? Like, I know we're always talking about OLG and this place and that place and stuff like that. Has anybody ever been to Frost Bistro? Is it good? I gotta go read the Yelp reviews because I don't know, but I'm curious now. I'm really curious. Anyway, so Carly Red Monroe is there. When I say like I said before, this episode should have been called Juvederm is going down, because it was so much lip fillers and so much stuff pumped up into these bodies. And somebody on Twitter said, and I'm sorry, I was being messy, but somebody on Twitter was like, oh, I see, like, it used to be in the confessionals, they used to be standing up, now they're sitting down. And I was like, yeah, because those BBLs got too heavy. I'm sorry, I had to say it. I'm sorry. But am I really? I'm not really. It's probably the truth. Anyway, moving along. But yeah, Carly, she's there. Her and Ciara are better, which is, good, because in the past they kind of fell out and came back together and whatever. I don't know why she kind of felt the need to ask to ask Ciara what BK has going on or whatever, and I was just like, why? I would have just ignored her for the rest of the night if I was Ciara. Like, why? Do not ask me about nobody who I do not deal with no more. Don't ask me about nobody and I don't speak to anymore. That's not in my life anymore. Like, who? BK? You mean Burger King? Because I don't know a BK. Like, I would have played entirely dumb if I was her on that. Like, whatever. And then Miss Mita walks in, and she is immediately like, oh, okay, so this is the infamous Miss Mita, whatever. And we already know it's gonna be some mess for real. I thought it was pretty funny when Rennie was like low-key, like, I think, like, fangirling over Spice, which was funny. She's like, let me know if you need my assistance with anything. I'm ready to bust it wide open for you. And she drops down into a whole split, and I was like, okay, well, excuse me, Miss White Shoes, please don't scuff them busting down into splits now. Don't get too carried away, child. But yeah, and then Spice and her boo come in looking like they just walked off the cover of a Burberry magazine. I was like, okay, well, there's nothing wrong matching. Y'all do you. That ain't got nothing to do with me. But yeah, so everyone's filing in. It's good vibes for the most part. And then Carly, messy AF. Like, if messy and I'm jealous and I'm just salty that I'm not invited was a person, its name would be Carly Red in this scene, because she decides to ask everybody if it's everybody going to the wedding. And I don't know if I said before, but Kendra made it known that she wasn't going to be inviting Carly, even though they are like cordial enough to be in the same space at this point. She's not going to invite his old flame to the wedding, like, duh. So I was like, I'm not even mad at that. Y'all don't forget to like the video. But yeah, she was like, no, I'm not inviting Carly to the wedding, like whatever. But anyway, Rennie is very beautiful. I'm glad she's engaging with the rest of the cast this season. Yeah, that's what I was saying originally. I was like, thanks to Ciara, I guess, bringing her into into the fold. I'm glad to see it. And Miss Rainy Rucci, y'all, Miss Walk Like an IG Model, Walk with Bottle. I like it. I like it. I like it. I actually like her music, and Fujiano. I listen to both of them, honestly. But shout outs to her. Uh when Sierra says that she's actually going to be a bridesmaid, yes, okay, is it a little odd that they are not like that close and she's going to be in her wedding? Yeah, it's a little odd, not going to lie. However, Carly just has to, like, again, like I said, if jealousy was a person with a face, you would see Carly right there. But yeah, she literally falls on the floor, like laughing, like thinking that it's just so daggone funny. And I was like, okay, girl, like, okay, okay, girl. So then I also was confused too, like why they were saying all this irrelevant stuff, but I have to remember it's a reality show, and the whole premise of it is to be messy. Cause then Spice has to let Mita know Carly used to date Jock too. I'm just like, and then we go on to this whole thing about how apparently down at the bachelor party, Carly thought it was okay to jump out of a box or whatever and try embrace Jock and try to give him her best wishes and stuff like that. And they was a little bit too close for comfort, if you ask me. If I was Kendra and I saw that, I would have came in real hot. Like it would have been bad. It would have been really, 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 really bad if I would have saw that. And I'm just like, this is why we make fun of you, Carly, because you don't listen. All you do is act your shoe size and not your age, and it's tired. It's tired. It's tired. And then Maida starts, smiling, talking about how she dated Jock all the way up till 2022. She's like, yeah, 2006, 2008, 2010, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2018, 2020, 2021. Like, she was just like going on and on and on. Way too proud. Like, way, way too proud, yo. I just was not with it, like, at all. And then Sierra, I will give her props because she's like, how am I just going to sit here and listen to all this and be a part of all this? And I'm supposed to be in a wedding. Like, why would you guys start all this? And I'm supposed to be in a wedding. And if I was her, I would have got up and walked out. Because you're not about to keep, I am not going to be labeled as a flip-flop or somebody who ain't got my best interests at heart. Or you're not going to be able to label me as anything other than supportive of anything that I'm present. Like, no, nope. But that's where it goes off. So I guess we'll see next week what else comes of it. But we're gonna go right into Love and Hip Hop Miami now. And in the meantime, y'all, do not forget to like the video. As I said before, I really appreciate it. Don't forget. And as usual, all my socials are linked below. So make sure you follow me on there. So Love and Hip Hop Miami, this is season 4, episode 13. Make some noise. So the show opens up with the Queen of Miami, and she's practicing for a tour, the Diamond Princess. She's practicing for a tour with some other big names. I think she said, did she say like 2 Chainz, Rick Ross, some other people, I don't remember, but she's practicing for that, and she's already talking about perfection. She puts so much pressure on herself, and I don't know why, because she still has the same team, and I'm like, okay, are they gonna come through for you this week or this season or not? Like KD and CO, I'm like, are they actually gonna have your back this season, or are you gonna just be looking crazy like you're a rookie in the game? I don't know. The world may never know. Joy's there looking absolutely gorgeous as always. They've been kind of busy, so they haven't really spent too much time, I guess, lately together, whatever, but she's there to support her nonetheless. And Joy also tells us that she's, of course, she's still married to Trick, but she's also still with David that we seen last season, which is nice, of course. Um, and they're actually about to move in together. So I'm like, okay, don't let Trick find out because he is not about to sign no divorce papers in this lifetime. I guess so. Whatever. I hope David's okay with never getting married because uh Trick ain't letting up. But anyway, then we see Suki with the good cat. She's in a wedding dress. She says that her and Bill, Kill Bill, that is, have been, better than ever. Apparently, they're just in such bliss, and they've been, yeah, just better than ever. Although she tossed her ring out on Valentine's Day, but he still proposes every 2 months, like all is well still, and I'm just like, okay. And she tossed her ring out because he bought her some um decrepit ass flowers from Publix, as well as some half-eaten oxtails. I was like, see, my husband, thank God my husband knows the only thing I need from Publix is a sub sandwich. That's all I need. But then what happened after that? She's been doing shows, she's been doing a damn thing. Kudos to her. She's been about her coin. And so because of that, she's planning a big sale at her store. What's her store called again? Kitty City? I don't know. I can't remember what it's called. Um, Even though Isaiah, her cousin who was working in her store last season or whatever, who she brought down to work in her store, he hasn't been answering a phone for her. And he even went as far as to like drop a video of him in front of Popeyes, which she thinks he's biting off of her because she did a video in front of Checkers. And I was just like, it's like I can't even take you serious right now because wait, are we being serious right now? Like, is this what we about to have an argument over? Oh my goodness. But nonetheless, then we see Amara and Frankie. Frankie comes by. And I think Suki's story is called Good Cat or something. Yeah, I think so. I just can't remember. There's so many cats around her. So many cats around her. Metaphorically, I guess you should say. That I couldn't remember for whatever reason, but it's about to be no cat because she needs to get some better management up in there. But whatever. I digress. But we see Amara, Princess comes over. They're another one. They're Yandy and Medici's and are the equivalent of Ray J and Prinky because they all just be flip flopping over each one of these franchises, and I'm sick of all of them. Sick of all of them, I promise you. But yeah, Amara, she's currently pregnant, and I'm sure if you guys had seen on social media that she revealed that she was pregnant with twin girls some time ago. Was that last year or whatever? Hey my good girl. Hey, Ranting with Ricardo. Y'all make sure you go subscribe to my sister's channel, of course, as always. We're just in here talking, kikiing a little bit about what went down last night on the Love and Hip Hops. Love and Hip Hops. But yeah. So Amara, Princess, of course, has to bring up her a divorce, saying she's officially done with Ray J or whatever. Yeah, okay, whatever. We just don't like. I don't think there's enough words to say like to describe how. And I'd like to think I could speak as a collective. I don't think there's enough words in this world to describe how done we are with hearing about the Ray J Prinky saga. Like, they're my top five. They're my top five, along with Safari and Erica, Lyrica and A1. I can't think right now, but they're all ones that are in my top 5 of like, we didn't ask for this. We don't give up. Okay. So anyway, um, and then Amara asked her if she would have like another baby with Ray J, and I was like, what in the Kardashian are we on right now? Like, would she have another baby with Ray J? I'm like, just so they have the same, like dad, like, girl, they nobody think about no more babies right now. Not to mention they got a girl and a boy, right? Okay, cool. So she don't need to seek him for nothing else. Like, once those the ink has dried on those papers, they don't need to correspond anymore unless it's about those kids. We don't want to hear it. We don't care. We didn't ask for it. We don't need it. Seal it up with a bow and put it in the mail without a return label on it. And then Amara, this is what she loses to me. She says, although her and Alan aren't on the best terms right now, she's still going to be inviting him to the baby shower because they're still engaged. He's still her fiance. He's been in the DR pretty much. He's been in the DR pretty much, and but he's not really been helping at all. So I'm just like, he's been in the DR, hasn't been there helping. Not on the best terms. Hasn't helped with shit. Was showing you these red flags since day one. As Ranting would say, with his gold jewelry on in the shower. So all of these things, right? All these things. So you mean to tell me right now that you just bypassed all that and still somehow are claiming this man as anything other than a sperm donor? Prinky, we do not care anymore. Rashid, yes, I should put Rashid and Kirk. Yeah, got Erica and Safari, got Lyrica and A1. Willie, Willie and whatever her name is, yeah. Or Prinky and Willie and Jr. And Joy and Trick. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think you pretty much sums all the reality couples that we're like so totally tired of seeing right now. We might be missing some, but I know for a fact I agree with all of those. We're tired. We're done. Like, I am tapped the out on all of those people. Anyway, so but yeah, I'm just like, how are you still claiming this man as anybody to you other than your sperm donor if he has not assisted with anything? You're in your whole 3rd trimester now, girl, and he hasn't helped with a goddamn thing. Like, I wonder if we'll see if he's even there for the birth. I don't even think he was. Like, that the only person that has your back is your mama. And I feel bad. I honestly feel bad because, your mom's getting up in age. She's not going to be here forever, whatever. So you really need to start putting people around you that really have your best interests at heart, yo. Like, for real. And it sucks because, she's such a beautiful, talented woman that it really just sucks that she just has the worst choice in reading people. Barb, I said what it was last night. I even listed the red flags. He hopped on a flight back to the DR after he broke. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said there was the gold jewelry for me. It was the just sketchy behavior prior to. It was the lack of care and consideration from the get-go. It was all of that summed up into one that should have told you having a babies in this case, was not the best option for you, sis. And I don't think I said it before, but what happened last season was that she unfortunately she originally was pregnant with triplets, and then now we've seen how that whole thing played out, and she unfortunately lost one of the babies, and she's just having the twin girls now. Ooh, my eye. So I was just like, sis, like, come on. Like, at the end of the day, you can't really be mad at anybody but yourself, because the red flags the writing was on the wall, like since day one with Alan. He wasn't trying to leave the DR. And like you said, if it's only a 2-hour flight, he would have been there. If he wanted to be there, he would have been there. And I've always heard like how somebody treats you when you're pregnant, like that's all you need to know. Like if someone's gonna treat you like trash when you're pregnant with their seeds, mm-mm. She's a little girl searching for the love of her father and all these trash men, and it's a continuous cycle. Therapy. What I say last night? You need therapy. You need therapy. You need therapy. Exactly. Like that's exactly what it is, and it just sucks to continuously see this playing out and playing out and playing out and playing out. Like every single season with her is she's about to be on the list too. If you don't start learning something, you are about to be on the list too. And now you got 2 babies that are relying on you to not be an idiot. Get it together. Get it together. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. I don't even know why he's invited to the baby shower. Like, bye. And Princess, oh, there's still hope for him. Don't big her head up with that bullshit. You know daggone well that you see these red flags too. And you should know of all people that once you see enough of these flags, it's not going to change. They're not going to change their behavior. Because if that was the case, Ray would have. So next we see Bobby, and he's resonating heavily with EDM. He was doing some DJing up there. I was like, okay, I'm not mad at it. He says, that just aligns more with him, and I'm here for it versus with hip hop, or whatever. And so then Trina's brother Snoop, he did he have a confessional last season? I don't think he did, but he got a confessional now, honey. And he kind of pops in to see why Bobby's been so like MIA from the family. And basically what it comes down to is that Bobby don't want to feel pressured to like reconcile with his dad. One, he's going to do it on his own time and when he wants to, if he wants to. And it's just that on that, as well as there was a conflict apparently between him and Raymond. Raymond is Trina's fiance. And what had happened was apparently they was up in the club and Bobby asked Raymond for a little weed, and Raymond was like, no, whatever. And he's like, well, dang, I'm gonna remember that. Like, bet, like, okay, that's how you want to be. Okay, cool. And he was like, dog, I don't even like you, like, da 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 da. And he hit him with a bottle or whatever. And I was just like, well, that's extreme. But I'm like, okay, it's multiple sides of every story. I guess we'll see how this turns out. But that's just what Bobby said. It was what it was then, and he's just done with it for now. Like I guess he's just in a better creative space, and he's just focusing on him, and that's just what it is. So then we see Flo. She's back. I'm also sick of they're not that, I guess, mainstream enough to really be on this list along with everybody that we just named, but like she's another one too. Her mantra that she's repping this season. That's my man and I'm a sick beside him. Alan probably proposed to Amara in order to do some damage control, but you got her pregnant, sir. Mission failed. Now go be with Amara. Like, exactly. A hush ring. That's what they call it, a hush ring. Bobby lips look horrible. I was just saying that everybody on both of these shows needs to put the gerber. Do not ask for another dermal filler. Do not ask for another syringe of Juvederm in those lips before they bust all over our screen. Okay. But yeah, so Flo and cheating ass Marlon. I mean Marlon. They're at their son's graduation party, and she says, I think verbatim, she says, "I forgive him for his cheating, and we've been happier than ever." I forgive him for his cheating. We've been happier forever. So because of that, they've done a track together to basically as a big to the family and to the haters, right? Um, that don't want to see her marriage prosper, that don't see it for them, that are just just want to hate and not congratulate. She's not gonna be sticking beside him for long because he possibly has a daughter. Oh, and I possibly you take out the possibly, it's most likely, but no, allegedly. Flo's storyline looks like it's going to be a roller coaster. This might be interesting. Yeah, it might be interesting, and I'm not going to say like I'm not interested or whatever, or it's not good TV, good reality TV, but it's just like if God, I hope this is fabricated because and what was the old girl's name from last season who he dropped down and got his eagle on and ate her box whatever her name is, she looks like she coming back. Gael got some tea to spill, like she planning to kill that man. I hope she's planning something for her own sake, but and I hope her and Gael don't they about to stress their mama out. Like it's too much. It's way too much if you ask me. Um, but yeah, this song's supposed to be like a message to the family and the community saying she about to sit beside her man, y'all. So of course, in true fashion, Gael's not here for it. And it's giving classic delusional bitch shit. Like, Flo thinks Gael is just jealous of her and just doesn't want to see her happy and da 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 da. That whole classic thing. And I'm just like, girl, I don't even think it's that. But she probably clearly sees something that you just failed to see. Like, she probably sees something. And it's not to say that Gael wasn't being a little sketchy last season. Her sister has an unhealthy obsession with her sister. I don't know. I don't even think it's that though. Like, it's literally just, girl, you're not about to do some stupid shit in front of me and think that I'm not about to say, hey, that's stupid. However, the only time it kind of changes to like obsession for me at least is when once you tell the person, hey, this is what I think, this is what I realize, this is what it is, this is da da da, and then they decide to, in this case, stick beside him. At that point, you shouldn't waste your breath anymore because then you're the one that's going to just be wasting your time and your life trying to get something through to somebody who has already made up their mind. Like, if she wants to stay with him, if she wants to come on national TV, possibly looking like an idiot, he's having babies on her or whatever, that's just what it's going to be. And then just don't comment on it. Tell her, hey, I don't want to know nothing else. Don't tell me. Don't put me in nothing else. I don't care. Whatever. We're not. Like, just wash your hands of it because you're just going to be bringing yourself a whole bunch of world of heartache on behalf of somebody else that has clearly decided to put their man first. Like, that's it. She should have dropped them both for him eating Debbie buffet. Yeah, Debbie buffet on the pool table, and her sister taking hush money and not telling her, and then only telling her because he stopped paying. That's what I'm saying. Like, they need family therapy because this is like it's doing a lot for me, and I'm gonna need it like to stop. Like, whoa. So next we have Mars baby shower, and Alan didn't show up. Are we surprised? No, we're not surprised. I'm not surprised in the least bit that he didn't show up because it's giving classic Alan type behavior. So, of course, though, at the same time, she's heartbroken and she's angry, and this is really not good because it's a high risk pregnancy and she don't need to be getting so worked up. Apparently there's some type of like COVID regulation or there's some type of something issue at the door and not everybody can get in, which is, really sucky because so many people came from all over to this event. So she pretty much loses it. Oh, and I also, another couple that I'm just never, that I just get tired of instantly all the time as soon as they come across the screen is Neri and Nori. Like, I'm like every single time I'm like, Why is your face on my screen? I did see on Instagram he finally got his license, y'all. But whatever, I don't give up. But anyway, her juice bar blanket, her juice bar has been, popping. Apparently, Kanye be coming in there getting all types of drinks and stuff like that, apparently, I guess. So okay. Whatever. I guess that's cool. But yeah, Amara, she loses it. She really loses it. And I don't see it for Neri after she tries Sheila. Exactly. And I know we spoke before about how sucky it is that Sheila and Ace are no longer on the show. And it's just like I think they was just a little too real for the show. They was a little too, it didn't go with their own personal probably own personal values and ethics and stuff like that. Like they probably just had too much real shit going on, that they was just like, nah, we good. We one and done, which I'm not mad at, at the end of the day. But yeah, so I've been done with her since she did that too. That when I tell you that probably was what accelerated it for me, honestly. And then I watched them on Marriage Boot Camp, and I was just like, you're another delusional one. Gael, I know you're trying to, I guess, look out for flow, but you're going to have to have your sister walk through the fire on this one. I would not stress myself out worrying about someone else's business. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're not going to see me about to pass out. She wants to see me. Like, you're not going to see me doing none of that after I told you once. That's it. I'll watch Ace and Sheila down to that TikTok. Oh, okay. I'll have to check them out on there. I mean, I was originally familiar with her from Instagram and stuff like that. That's why I said I would love to do one of her retreats one day. I think that would be really, really fun. But yeah, Amara finally she collects herself and she makes her debut. But as she's given her little, speech, she's like, I didn't think that I'd be standing on this stage by myself. But shout outs to my moms though, and I'm just like, well, I'm sorry, you didn't know you was about to be on the stage alone. Well, I'm sorry, but we knew. We definitely knew that we was about to be on the stage, or that you was about to be on the stage alone, unfortunately, because Alan has been Allening since the dawn of this show. um, so yeah, it really looked like it was a beautiful event though. So I hope she was able to turn that frown upside down. I don't know. Back with Suki. Yeah, Isaiah apparently is still not answering, and I kind of can't exactly feel bad for her because you should never leave like the entirety of your business establishment of just something that you take so much pride in. Apparently, you should never leave that in the hands, all total control and management in the hands of somebody who is inexperienced like that. Like, did you really think that you was just going to be able to be completely hands off with someone who has never had to have that type of responsibility, and think that it was going to just go off without a hitch? Like, you can't really be mad at anybody but yourself. But again, I hope this is just for a storyline. So she gets a call when she's en route to this event or whatever down at the store. She is en route and she calls her makeup artist saying, like, the store, and her makeup artist calls and is like, the store looks closed. I don't know what's going on. There's people out here. Da, da, da. She's like, I'm about to pull up right now. She pulls up, and it is some people out there, and they go into the store. It's apparently dusty AF, ghetto AF. And I was like, no, what was really ghetto is the fact that you thought it was okay to put cardboard up there. I was like, why wasn't there there wasn't no drawback curtain, there wasn't no up and down curtain, there was no, you better get some frosted glasses. Like, do better. Do better, do better, do better, do better. So then, of course, a Karen checks her about why she's not on Google. And I was just like, okay, at the same time, though, like, a Karen, you should have known better, because you're going to try to come at Suki sideways of all people. Like, she's a wild card. why would you even come at her like that? So she curses her to F out, chases her into the parking lot or whatever. They gotta hold her back. And she's like, you know what? This event ain't even, it ain't even popping off like that right now. Like she just gonna have to eat that L at this point. And she's like, you know what? But Isaiah's gonna have to see me, basically. So we're gonna see in these episodes to come kind of what unfolds as far as this showdown between cousins. I don't know. She said she's gonna pop up on his ass tomorrow, and I was like, okay, if you can pop up on him just so easily tomorrow, why didn't you pop up on him 2, 3, 4, 5, however many days, weeks ago? Like, if I saw Barb up on the building, I would have thought that the place was condemned or out of business. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I'm just like, there's so many other ways in which you can like there's so many ways in which you can show that you're closed for the day or whatever, or you don't want people seeing it or whatever. There's so many different ways than to put cardboard on your windows and then have to take what type of bullshit. Okay, anyway, whatever. So on tour with Trina, they're in Fort Lauderdale for, I guess, the first night of the show, and she's pumped, and of course Trick's there, and he's like not understanding why he wasn't on the tour, and I was just like, whatever. Anyway, so Joy comes in with David, and she's nervous to have both Trick and David in the same space. And I'm just like, well, you do know Trick is always going to be I mean, even I guess after if you guys do actually officially divorce someday, he's still always going to be kind of around because you guys' social circles and family and all that type of stuff overlap. So you might, yeah, want to figure that out, as well as for the fact that David, like, we see what happened with them kind of last season, and so she's a little like nervous about them two being in the same space, and she's also pissed about the whole eat the booty gang type thing, that he did, and had everybody looking at her sideways, like, so that's how you get down, okay, girl. So she's kind of still pissed off about that, and in turn, Trick shows just how much of a misogynist he is. Talking about I'm the husband, she the wife. She only can be with him because I let her know that she could, and da da da. And I was just like, that's for you. That's for you. I'm like, at that moment, you could suck that. You could suck it, Trick. Like, what? These Karens are bold as fuck. She must have not known what time Suki was on. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, did someone pay you to come down here or do this? Because you couldn't have been serious. You could not have been serious, girl. You could not. So Trina, of course, she performs whoop whoop all over that. And I was like, okay, girl. Although when she was, trying to do her little on the floor, little something, I was just like, okay, I don't want to see you do that again. I'm sorry. I'm not a Trina hater or anything like that, but I was just like, don't do that. I don't want to see it. Don't do it no more. I'm good. We're good. No more. No mas. But yeah, so then this is when Snoop and Raymond, they kind of take the time to talk about the whole Bobby situation. And I don't know, do you guys how do you guys feel about what Raymond said? How do we feel about what Raymond so far? I would be lying if I said it didn't like kind of rub me just a little bit wrong, just the angle that he was trying to like take with the whole thing. I was low-key trying to just kind of like, yeah, it was just kind of like, okay, like I know what's best for Trey. Like all I heard was like, so you think you know best, like by her? Like I get it. Some people are just not your cup of tea. I totally get it. But it's just like, okay, I don't like Bobby. I don't like da 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 da. He said that there was actually never a fight or anything like that. It was an open hand slap. I'm like, oh, so your bitch slapped him. Okay. Very well. So his whole thing is that, Bobby's a liability to Trina's brand, and he wants no parts of him. And I'm like, to be honest, if you've watched the previous seasons, I would beg to differ. Trina can be a detriment to her own brand a lot of the time with her attitude. She goes off. She just goes crazy when things aren't right, and that's usually because her piss poor ass team, who she won't get rid of. You said the choreography isn't for her. It was when she did the whole drop down. I wish I could get up right now. It was the. I'm like, okay, let's leave that to Megan and the girls. Like, I was good on it. It was giving he's a phobe and is trying to take half of her money. Yeah, like it was just I don't know. I didn't really care for his what he was saying. And again, I'm never just trying to jump on I don't like this person. I don't like this person. I can't stand this person, like bandwagon, but it was just kind of like I don't know. It was just very dismissive and very like Raymond knows best. And I was just like not I don't really jive with it. Um I didn't really jive with it at all. She tried to drop down and get her ego on, but the ego wasn't eagling. That's what I'm saying. It was just like it reminded me of the time I tried to jump down and do a split in the club, and it just didn't go well. I don't want to talk. I'm gonna say that story for a different day, but that was back in my party days. Okay, needless to say, I never dropped down into a split again. Okay, I never did. But yeah, I don't know. I wasn't really feeling Raymond in that moment. I'll be honest, I wasn't. But the last season is back with Flo and her family and whatever, and they're having, I guess, was this like a song release party or whatever it was that they did. Her and her cheater ass husband Marlon, they performed on this 4x4 stage, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, if you ever thought in your mind that you were J and B, you are out of your mind, because they would never perform on this 4x4 stage. But go off. I was like, Raymond, who are you, sir? Ike Turner, Trina can handle herself and the people around her when she has to. Exactly. It's just like there's a difference between like, having your partner's best interest at heart, or sometimes we do recognize things like, or people or stuff that goes on, in our partner's lives that maybe they don't always pick up on like right away. However, in this case, it was something totally different, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all, and I don't think Snoop liked it either. But I don't know. He must have the patience of a saint, because I was just sitting there like, anyway. So yeah, they performed that little stupid ass song, and Gael is there in attendance. But she's mad that people like didn't tell her about the performance, or like hasn't been, I guess, in communication with her or whatever. And so then of course they immediately get into it about Marlon. It's all of their issues basically surround the whole Marlon situation and whatnot. So it's just like, in my eyes, I was like, just eliminate the common factor. But whatever. Anyway, the Flo don't want to do that. So this basically all ends in, well, one, Gael was shoving Flo, and she's like, bitch, chill. You see these? I just got them done. So you might want to stop. And it gets a little emotional, at least on Gael's behalf. And the episode pretty much ends with Gael saying, it's, basically it's high time that she let the cat out the bag on whatever truth she has to spill. So I'm like, okay, I'm eager to see just what she does have to say, if it's, if there's any credibility to it or whatever. I guess we shall see. But for now, it's still giving what I said before. Like, you can't want quote unquote better if you do know something or whatever. If somebody chooses to stay stuck in a situation that is really just going to hurt them in the end, that's their choice. If they're a grown person, that's their choice, family or not. Like, you just gotta let them find that out for themselves, Gael and Flo. I mean, if that's what you want to do with your life or whatever, um, continue to pop your shit. I guess I don't know. Like, do what you want to do, and y'all just need to just be sisters and not like try to be fully immersed in one another's lives and stuff like that. Not at all. Um, do I believe that sometimes, yeah, when people have things going on in their own lives or things, in this case, Gael, I think her son is locked up. She just is not like having a lot of luck with stuff in her life right now. Yes, do some people kind of get envious, and then can it like play out like poorly on behalf of like their other on the within their interpersonal relationships? Yes, it can. However, in this case, I don't know. I need more information. I need more information, and that'll kind of guide me to where I can be like, okay, you eeny, meeny, miny, mo, you the fucked up one in this hoe. Okay. I can do that. I can do that. But y'all, yeah, this is really it I have for these two shows. Yeah, this is really it I have for these two shows. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. Tomorrow we will be live with our World Reads panel, me and Nola Reads, and I don't think you won't see my face for the rest of the day. But yeah, I'll be back for that tomorrow. So please stay tuned for that. Hit your post notifications if you haven't already. But I hope you enjoyed this video and to just chat a little bit about these two shows with me. But yeah, that's about it. Just yeah, like, comment, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe, and that's really all I got. Unless you guys got something for me. Yeah, this is gonna be some interesting seasons. I think nonetheless it's going to be interesting. And I think the producers of this show, they know like the stakes were high with this one, that they just couldn't come and give us the same tired ass BS that they've been given for the past couple of seasons. So I'm optimistic about what it's gonna give. I don't know. I guess we'll see, whatever. Bye, Joseph. Yes, see you very soon. Thank you for coming through as always. I appreciate you. And ranting with Ricardo, as always, I appreciate you as well. But yeah, and so everybody who's going to catch us on the playback, don't you guys forget to like, comment, and subscribe as well. And yeah, we can chat in the comments below. But yeah, I'll see everybody in my next one. Okay, bye.